and talk about how large companies are taking over social equity interests in cannabis. In Missouri, marijuana campaigner John Payne is under scrutiny for his business practices in the newly legalized market. Payne, who played a key role in the state's successful 2022 legalization effort, is linked to over 300 new microbusiness applications submitted in 2024. That's a lot. These licenses are meant to help individuals with cannabis-related criminal records or low-income backgrounds enter the industry. However, some contracts offered by Payne and his partners reportedly guarantee them 90% of the profits and a majority control of the applicant's business, with a $1 million penalty if the microbusiness partner walks away. Legal experts have criticized these contracts as potentially predatory and possibly in violation of state law, which mandates that a microbusiness be majority owned and operated by the eligible person. I'll pause there. Owned and operated means full control equal to their equity share division of day-to-day operations and all decision-making, period, point blank. Despite these concerns, social equity applicants partnered with Payne secured 6 out of the 24 dispensary licenses issued by the state on July 24th. States across the U.S. have implemented cannabis social equity programs to address the injustices communities face due to marijuana prohibition. As legalization spreads to more states, there's a growing demand for Black, brown, and other entrepreneurs from affected communities to have a fair shot in the legal industry. Mike Lamuto, board chair of the Minority Cannabis Business Association, expressed frustration over the exploitation of these programs. He noted that many social equity applicants lack startup funds and face significant hurdles, leading them to accept disadvantageous deals with wealthier operators. Lamuto emphasized that while obtaining a license is challenging, it's merely the first step. Opening a business requires substantial investment in a real estate, which many license recipients cannot secure on their own. Boy, hot kettle, how you doing? The issue is not unique to Missouri. In New York, a $200 million social equity fund intended to help cannabis businesses has been suspended due to troubling connections with private equity firm offering high-interest loans. State Senator Liz Krueger described the situation as predatory. Similarly, in Arizona, an investigation revealed that major marijuana companies funded hundreds of social equity license applications, hoping to gain ownership stakes. Many social equity licensees ended up losing their licenses in legal battles with business partners. The unique status of cannabis as a federally controlled substance exacerbates these issues. Its classification as a Schedule I drug makes it difficult for businesses to obtain loans or work with major banks, often forcing dispensaries to operate on a cash-only basis. Additionally, Section 280E of the federal tax code prevents cannabis businesses from deducting business expenses, further straining their financial stability. President Biden's efforts to reschedule marijuana to Schedule III could alleviate some of these problems, but descheduling marijuana would entirely be more beneficial. Descheduling would allow access to Small Business Administration loans and signal to traditional lending institutions that it's safe to do business with cannabis companies. This increased access to capital would reduce reliance on predatory deals with high interest rates, providing a more equitable landscape for all social equity applicants. While states' cannabis social equity programs aim to rectify past injustices, the current legal and financial structures make it challenging for intended beneficiaries to succeed without falling prey to exploitation. Comprehensive federal reform, including descheduling marijuana, is necessary to create a truly fair and supportive industry. And you guys know from talking with me time and time again, this is where my heart lies in the industry. This is where most of my work is done in the industry. And it's not just federal policy. Yes, that is important, but I see time and time again these people who are the same people who are putting their names on licenses and doing things like that to be predatory. The same government bodies who are shirking the responsibility. These municipalities, these regulators have a duty of care to these applicants. And a lot of these deals don't go through if they actually evaluate the criteria that they have set forth and made sure that these deals actually fit them. Social equity review is supposed to happen. They review them. They say, yes, your social equity agreement is just fine. That agreement is not fine by their own admission, by their own rules. So I'd like to call upon, once again, the regulators and the people who are so busy to be in our business on everything else to please step in and protect these social equity applicants, because until then, this is a joke and this is a front for more people to amass wealth on the backs of Black and brown people, and haven't we done that enough? I want to hear what you guys think.
Short answer, we have not done that enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's still going on.
Yep. Facts.
Sadly, that's America.
Mm-hmm. somebody's got to step in for these social equity people before they sign all these agreements and wrap themselves up in somebody else's arms where you just can't get out of it. In my experience with these local government entities that give out these permits is that they accept having smoke blown up their ass way too easily. They'll have some group come in and say, oh, yeah, this black person or this person with a criminal record, they have 51% of our business, okay? But when you get behind the initial contract and look at what's really going on, they're wrapped up in debt. They are not in the operations. Mm-hmm. And if anything goes wrong, these people are left holding a bag that they could never afford to pay. Okay? And it's just very frustrating. And I've been on the phone with some of these vultures. And I'll tell you what, they don't like me because I ask them questions they don't like to have to answer. And if they don't answer, my response is, well, then fuck you. We're not going to deal with you. And this is from Jay-Z to a bunch of other people out there that think that they are all that in a bag of chips because they're coming to save some poor black woman and give her it's like, no, you're not. You're going to bend her over and fuck her and take everything you can out of this and then leave her there just crying and wailing. And I'm telling you, I've got equity clients right now that we've managed to keep some of them from this, but others, they just went down the toilet because these people disappear. They can't get their money back. They walk away and leave you holding the bag, and you can't afford to hire an attorney. It's a mess, and I'm really disgusted by how this is handled generally in California and across the country.
And then, God forbid, you become successful down the road. Here they come back again to sue you because now they want more money, or they've built in a clawback where you owe them $1 million if you're not, in a partnership with them when you become successful. It's disgusting. This is a lot of what I do, and I appreciate that, Dale. We should definitely have some offline conversations because I come on the Zoom and they're like, fuck, it's her again. Because I'm going to ask the questions and they're not going to want to answer them, and it's the same old people over and over again. At this point, I have a little list, so we should compare notes and see if our lists align.
Yeah. Look at that. Jenny made a list. She checks it twice. Gonna see who's naughty and nice.
Like Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Smack him in the head with some coal.
Reparations. Reparations.
Yes. That's why, again, we call it socialist equity.
Is Donald Trump gonna do that for us, man? What's going on?
Donald Trump gonna do reparations? I mean, he's the most likely one too, if anyone is. Just saying.
Give me my 40 acres and my mule and my dispensary, please.
Fair enough. Fair enough, you guys.
Keep the bugs out of your weed, okay?
I think I get 20 acres and a mini donkey, but it's close enough, right?
I mean, maybe they'll just
mini donkeys. I've heard of like mini horses. Maybe I've not heard of little mini donkeys.
Maybe
I'll take a mini goat.
Maybe they'll just give you a Democrat instead.
I was gonna say, is Bloomberg technically qualify as a mini donkey?
Yes. Yes.
Can we get the donkey?
He gave it to you, bro. He gave it to you. Oh, yeah. There we go.
On that note, thank you all for joining us for yet another episode of High 9 News. You can catch us live weekdays, 9 a.m. Pacific, high noon on the East Coast. Big shout out to the Superfan Show and love getting their comments posted live on the big screen. And do we have any today, Jason?
No. I did not see any, unfortunately. It looks like I'm going to be starving
Jason is
today.
Not going to have lunch today.